somebody can love you and just have agape love for you. Like, for example, your parents, it's not all parents have agape love for you. Love should be all encompassing. I can't say I love you, but I choose not to understand you. If I'm telling you something, you're not receiving it the way I intend you to receive, then you're not understanding me. I believe that for somebody, if you really love somebody, there's somebody out there for you that you will change for, or you're able to compromise for.
Nice to have you in the studio, Chidema. I really appreciate you accepting our invitation, even though it's informal. I had to go through a friend. So, my guys did an interview on the streets. Would you rather be loved or be understood? And again, I was saying right before this recording that when I saw the video, I was like, this is so simple. This is just like common sense question. But giving it a second thought, after reflecting on it, I realized that it's more complicated than it seems. So I decided to bring a guest inside, preferably a female guest, because I feel like having two male guests, because it's possible we have the same view about the topic, and I feel like a lady might have a different opinion, considering that we have different. For instance, as a guy, I feel like we are more of. I'm not saying female are not reasonable, but we reason more, and for women on the other side,
Men are
like
logical,
yeah.
like so you
So
say.
yeah, so I don't want to logical like to. I need a little bit of emotion, the emotion side of it. I watch a movie on YouTube. I can't remember the name anyway. The title of the movie. But that aside, so let's just jump right into it. I would like to hear your opinion about this topic. What do you think about being understood? Do you think these two concepts are different? Do you think um, they are the same? Not the same in the sense that if I love you as a person, automatically I should understand you, or you feel like they're different. What do you think?
Okay, so I'm going to give um from two angles. Like I'm going to answer my question from two
Okay.
angles. So to be loved, somebody can love you and just have agape love for you. Like for example, your parents,
Mm,
they're supposed to have agape. Obviously, not all parents have agape love for you,
mm,
right? But a lot of times, you see your parents don't understand you. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I know you. You're my child. I gave birth to you. I know
exactly.
you." But I'm like, "No, you don't know me. You don't understand me." So I'll give myself as an example. I grew up in a large family with 7 kids,
Mm,
and so growing up when I was young, my parents they used to always buy gifts, buy clothes, and everything. And I'm sure to my parents, they felt that like probably,
mm,
was enough for me. But growing up, I felt like emotionally, my parents weren't there. So I
mm,
was not understood in
mm,
that aspect. But my parents love me 100%. I believe my parents love me, taking care of me and all of that. So that is one aspect. Then another aspect is with like your partner, someone that you love, you know. They can love you, but if communication, if I'm telling you something, you're not receiving it the way I intend you to receive, then you're not understanding me. So you can say you love me, you care for me,
mhm,
but you don't understand me, right?
mhm.
So for me, I would say, and same with friendships, right? You can
Yeah.
have friends that you love, that you care for, but if they feel a certain type of way about something. Let's say 'cause everybody has their love languages, right?
Mhm.
So the way I show love might not be the way you want to be loved. But in my head,
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, I spend time with you. I tell you words of affirmation, and so I must love you to be doing all of these
Mm,
things. But the other person, on the other hand, for them, they feel like it's only acts of service that you can use to show love to them, right? So even if you're spending time with me, like giving me words of affirmation, you're giving me gifts. If you're not, you know, doing things to make my life easy, I don't feel that you love me. So in that way, I don't understand that person.
mm,
That's just in one aspect.
mm.
So now the question is, would I rather be loved? Would I rather be understood?
Understood.
I personally don't believe that those two are mutually exclusive. So why I say that is because love is supposed to be all and right.
Mm,
I'm a Christian, so I'm going to quote First Corinthians for um, love does not insist on its own way.
mm,
And for me, that particular line stood out for me because, like I said, I can think that I love you because I'm doing all these things in the way that I show love to you, but I'm not doing what you want me to do. And
mm-hmm,
I'm insisting in my own way. And love should be all encompassing. I can't say I love you, but I choose not to understand you. I'm supposed to also do my very best to make sure that, okay, even if I show love by, words of affirmation, but if I really love you, I'm going to choose that thing that you said, okay, this is how I want to be loved.
mm,
I want to communicate to you and I want you to receive it the way I intend it to be
mm.
received,
That makes sense.
right? So for me, I believe that I'd rather be loved because love encompasses understanding.
Um,
Yeah.
um, I feel like maybe we should end this recording already because I feel like we have almost the same
Same.
view, but
Okay.
I'll take a different route
Okay.
because again we're analyzing this thing. We're not just going for the easiest route.
Yeah.
And one thing I like doing when I'm analyzing complex issues like this is that, and sorry to say, I'm a Christian, but I try not to use the
Use it.
Bible
Okay.
because it's one of the easiest way for me to win an argument. So
Yeah.
I use just normal analysis, like let's break it down to the barest minimum.
Okay.
So now, uh, I'm trying to gather my thought. I was thinking about something that, what if, what if, oh my God, I lost my thought. Because I feel like you killed it already. I'm trying to go through a different route. So what if you're saying love encompasses everything, right?
Yeah.
To start with, I'll say I agree with you. I don't like saying I agree or disagree,
Mhm.
but I agree with you because when you love someone, it doesn't necessarily need to come to with understanding. You can work on understanding, which would come from compromises and empathy
Yeah.
and yeah, things like that. But at the same time, what if you're not even capable enough to like build that empathy? Because one thing for me, I believe that empathy sometimes is built through experience. So what if you're not able to build that empathy? What if uh, even that compromise, you can't compromise certain things, but you're still genuinely in love with the person? I feel like there are two different concepts. Okay, now let's go this way. There are two different concepts, to be
Mhm.
honest. This is love, this is understanding. Truly, I feel something for you, something tingling in my heart. I feel that something that is turning my belly, right? But that doesn't mean that I understand it or it's going to come with understanding, right? So in that situation, what would you do? Or let me say, if you find yourself in a relationship with such a person, what would you do?
Um, I think I would try to express myself. If the person does not understand me, that means there's something wrong with our communication. And we can have conversations about, you know, what I'm saying again, and you're not receiving it. But if over time I'm seeing that, like, no matter how much we communicate, it's not what I want from you, that understanding is not there, you're not able to compromise, then there is no point being in that kind of relationship because everybody compromises for everybody. Like, unless you're an only child that you grew up, you didn't have siblings, so you
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to share. Like,
Mm-hmm.
compromises come from little things like sharing, right? So if you're not able to share, you're not able to feel like, okay, let me deprive myself of this thing so that this other person can have, then what's the point of being in a relationship? Because two people come and become one.
Mm,
And two people cannot become one if they're not able to merge,
Mm-hmm.
right? So merging, you have to shrink some part of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
not your entire self. The other
Mm-hmm.
person has to shrink some part of themselves so that it can fit, right? You guys are coming into, like, I'm going to analyze it like this: one big circle, and then two circles are coming in. The
Mm-hmm.
two circles cannot fit inside unless the people drop something and the other person drops something, so that it can become one particular thing. And if you bring both of yourself at the same time, that circle will be tight, so there'll be
Mm-hmm.
friction.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I believe that you, if you don't know how to compromise, you have to learn, right? There are books, there are audio books, there are, you can get a coach or something. And if that person really means much to you, right, you do everything in your power to try to be better for that person. But sometimes you might love somebody, but if you're not able to do, try to do something that would make the relationship work, then maybe you just don't love the person as much, or people are just not compatible. Because I believe that for somebody, if you really love somebody, there's somebody out there for you that you would change for, or you're
Mm-hmm.
able to compromise for, or be a
Mm-hmm.
better version of yourself for. So
Mm.
that's my belief.
So you believe in change?
Yes, I do.
There's this philosopher. I think Parmenides. I can't remember his name exactly, but he said something that change. No, Heraclitus. No, Parmenides. Sorry. So he
You
said,
know,
change is an illusion of the mind, whereby you think you're changing. For instance, we have day and night. Would you say there's change in day, there's change in night? Would you say like the way we have the world rotating? Would you call that change?
because the day turns into night. That's
It's,
a change there.
but it's like a regular standby thing that happens every time. So hence he explained change as an illusion of the mind. It's something rotating. It's permanent.
Mhm.
So I feel like that kind of suits his name. So I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. If I mean it. So it changes just an illusion. I'm not saying I'm supporting him more, but now let me ask you this question: what if you're a young lady? So you probably have uh, again I don't know, but you're a young lady. So let's say you have two guys. Now there is one that's so in love with you. You can see that that's love, and is willing to do anything, but he's not. He can't, or he's not getting to that peak of that change that you want, or uh that level of understanding that you want. So, but he's trying, but you can see all this zeal that, but it's not just getting it. But there is another one on the other side that in it, even before you say anything, he knows everything already.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So he has this high level of empathy, but you can't feel that it's not someone that singling
Mhm.
that will be all over you.
Yeah.
So you find yourself in, and the other one that has high level of empathy is like, I don't know how to, I can't be all over you. I don't know how to do I love you, but I understand what you mean. I'm sorry you're going through this, but he has that level of
Mhm.
empathy to, you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
So there's no romantic love in the second one.
Exactly.
Let me. So, it's so funny because I'm going through something like this for the most
Are
time.
you?
Not
Wow.
that I have two guys, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, there's somebody that is in my life that, for the first example,
Hmm.
like, we were in that point where I feel like there's no understanding as much as
Hmm.
I would like. And let me tell you something, it becomes frustrating. No matter how sweet, loving, romantic, from time to time you get that butterflies in your belly and stuff.
Exactly.
But when it comes to the real thing, that understanding is not there. So you try, but it's not there. You become frustrated. And so even that butterflies in your stomach would dissipate. And for me, the older I get, I don't really need that butterflies. I need somebody that gets it.
You think
Like,
so?
life is so.
I I, I mean,
I'm not saying that I don't want romantic love. I want romantic love, but I don't need somebody to be always be lovey dovey, whatever, to show that they love me. Right. I'm sure with that person that has empathy, there'll be moments where we feel loved, we feel whatever, like we feel that connection. But it's not just always 100% of the time.
I,
So I
I,
think me personally, I'll prefer to go with somebody that just gets it.
I think it's best to use ourselves as an example. So now, if you don't mind using, like me using you as an example, um, I feel like ladies are moved by words. They are moved by tingling. They are moved by that butterfly in the belly. That is why, if that is why you see a lady, like a guy that will give anything to a girl, but you still see her like going to the guy with like that is good with words. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
So even if you're a president of a nation, if you find a guy that is very good with words, I don't know if you get my point. I don't want to go to
Yeah, I
the
understand what you're
yeah.
saying, but it's not always the case. And experience will also teach you as a lady not to always go by words because men can talk. Even you as a man, men can they like to talk their way to get what they want. And over time, maybe when you're younger, you'll be moved by stuff like that. But as you grow older and as your frontal lobe develops, you realize that sometimes you staying in a place where it's always words, 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 no action, it's only going to lead to frustration, and frustration will lead to resentment. So, me, I'd rather be with somebody that just gets it. Like,
So
yes,
let's
I
just
want
forget about love.
no, love has to be there. There'll be love, but like you're talking about love in romantic love. It doesn't always. You're going to be with somebody for the rest of your life. You're not always going to be. It's not always going to be romance every single time.
Do you think you can have both?
You can have both, but I'm just saying that that romance is like it comes in cycle. It's not always going to be there. Sometimes you're going to, let's say you lose your parents, for example. You think you're going to be feeling romantic love for your wife at that time. No,
Hmm.
you're not thinking of romance during that period. Or you might be having a difficult time, maybe you lost your job, or life is you're just lifing,
Hmm.
right? That romance is not always going to be there. Even when your wife comes and say, "Oh, let's go on a date," you think that's what she'll
Hmm.
be thinking about. You'll be thinking about that kind of thing there. But I'm not saying that the romance will not be there, but it comes in waves. But when there's that l- love, like the way we're supposed to love one another, it's always going to be there, regardless of the season that you're in. But that romantic love comes in waves and cycles.
You said something about compatibility,
Yeah.
and I'll bring it together with subjectivity. So, what if you, as an individual, you think this is how love should be, and this is how understanding should be, but the person on the other side thinks this is how love should be, and this is how understanding should be. You're not willing to compromise your own understanding of love and understanding. He's not willing to compromise his own understanding of feeling, love and understanding. So what would you do? So you let the person go?
Like I said, you discuss, and after when you go through the cycles of discussion and you see there is no working, you have to go find somebody that thinks the way you think, right? Because when you're getting into a partnership with somebody, relationship, marriage, or whatever, you have to have somebody that shares similar values, similar
But
ideals.
values can change in future.
Yes,
So
your
what it
values.
changed? So what are you going to do in future?
See, at that time, when you marry, when you're signing the contract, you're signing as is with the intention that okay, when if this person changes in the future, you are able to still be with them, right? But you're making the decision based on what you have on ground, right? If I marry somebody that the person doesn't save or whatever, and I know this, maybe down the line in the future, the person might start saving and all. But what are the likelihood that a person that's already in their 30s, 40s, they get married at that time is going to change?
So is that not shooting yourself in the leg? Because before marriage, you feel like, oh, you want to leave this person because the person is not very understanding. What if in future the person like is willing, like he's not even willing? You know, there's one thing. Change, transformation begins when you admit or you take responsibility for your own action. You have to be aware of your own action first.
Yeah.
That okay, this is what I'm doing. That is not bad. That is the very first step. Yeah. So once you accept that, then that's when you move to the next stage of working on it. So what if the person you're living right now before marriage, in future, suppose the person would change and would fix
But
all.
how would I know that?
So
And what I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying that they can't change,
mhm.
but the likelihood of them changing is tough. And a person should change for themselves. Like for example, like you said, now they have to admit it to themselves that okay, this thing is not working. I have to change. No matter how much I talk, they will not get it. So I would rather go find somebody that already has similar ideals with me and then make that decision based on what I have on ground. Because see when you look at before you get married, you look at your wife and you're like, okay, I've seen these XYZ things that I want to see. If down the line she changes, that's the better for us that you
Mm,
agree to.
yeah.
So I will see what's now and be like, okay, this was maybe they will change. Because people always say that whatever you see before you marry is
It's going to
always
times 20.
times 100.
Yeah.
So why would I see something that I can't live with now and then go and
Okay, you know what? You're making this conversation difficult for me. Because I'm trying to like go through this way, and I mean, you're making it difficult for
I'm
me.
trying to see my point of view.
Your point of view, yeah, I mean, that's good. Now, for me, I'll make it tougher for you too. So, choose one: understanding or love.
No,
Love.
love everything, understanding.
Now, that is bringing us back to the problem. I love you doesn't mean like I don't understand you.
Yeah, you can love and not understand, but the the actual meaning of love, understanding is part of it. Also, someone can understand you and not love you.
Love is a feeling.
Love is not a feeling.
You don't think love is a feeling.
Well, it's a feeling like love is multifaceted, right? It can be a feeling, can be a choice, and it can be both.
So, which one would you choose?
I choose the love that is a feeling and a choice.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah. Lawyer. So
Ooh, that is crazy. I see. Oh my god. What a point. This is interesting.
yeah. They're not well, I don't say they're not mutually exclusive. Love is like the understanding of love, meaning of love is very subjective. Everybody has what they believe
Yeah.
is love. But for me, I believe that love encompasses all things and understanding is inclusive in it. So I rather choose love because I can have a love that's kind, patient, understanding, does not score, etc. And have that perfect love than to have only understanding. So after the understanding, okay, what else? Person is not kind, person is not patient. And then what?
You know, patience, kindness, they are just different concepts like understanding.
Love
So,
and means everything with it.
can, for I mean, I think I can love someone without understanding the person. I can love someone and in my own belief, I'll believe that, okay, I'm kind towards this person, I'm kind to this person. And the real sense, that's not kindness. And that's because my background, my experiences
Mhm.
shaped me already. I don't know if that makes sense. So,
But if you don't understand the person and you're not willing to try, you're not willing to see their point of view, do you really love the person?
it's possible you love the person.
No, because that will only be selfish on your end because it's just, oh, I have this feeling of towards this person. But to now actually when it matters, when it matters, that understanding matters to that person. And you're not willing to see that person, then are you really in love? You have to ask yourself,
But
do I love this person or I love the idea of the person?
sometimes if you're in love with someone and the person is giving certain view about certain things, and the person is certain, like again, it's possible that you just agree with the person, whatever the person is saying,
Mhm.
and you be like just like that compromise. That doesn't mean that I don't know. That doesn't mean I'm feeling the person. Like I can understand what you're trying to communicate to me. But just because I don't want issue with you, just because I love you and I don't want to lose what we have, then I pretend that as if I can understand what you're saying.
But you're not understanding the person. You're just pretending to yourself, which at the end of the day will lead to resentment.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, you can love somebody, understand them, and choose to not be with them.
Hmm. Have you been in that position before?
You have to make a difficult decision. Like, oh, I really love this person. Like, I want what's best for them. I can understand their point of view. But down the line, like, I'm deciding to choose myself and choose somebody that maybe I find somebody later down the line that, agrees to me, like, we have a better fit than
Hmm.
the other person.
So,
Can't love everybody in the same measure, which kind of like, um, what's the word now? It's contrasted with what I just said. But like I said, love is a feeling, love is a choice, right? So I can love you, I can choose to love you, I can do all these things, love is encompassing. But then I can also choose to not like date you or be friends with you.
but okay, you're Christian, but for non-Christian, I mean, that might lead to other things. Whereby we have so many terms in the street now. Friend with benefits,
Mhm.
sneaky link. You love the person, you don't want to be with the person, but you have that tingling in your heart.
Mhm.
What that cosmotic can you use?
Yeah, but that person is being selfish. Or I don't want like, and that one is even more on a sneaky link and friends benefit. That one is even another topic on its own because it's not even about love. That one is more about love, right? So
Mm,
you can't bring that one into the equation. But for people that are not like, if I love you, I say I love you,
mhm.
and things are not working out, and you go your separate way, you go a separate way. Doesn't mean I hate you. No, I don't want to. I don't wish the best for you. I have evil thoughts towards you. I can still love you and choose to not be with you. I mean, I understand your perspective, but I don't accept it.
Mm. Back to tingling in the heart.
Mhm.
That butterfly you feel in your belly. So let's say you because we've seen a lot of cases of I mean marital issues whereby one would step out of the marriage or this or that, and again we've seen married women like most of them are mm, a lot of married women get deceived by words.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And if you're saying, what am I saying? Oh my god! So a lot of them get deceived by words. And I'm saying, even though the person they want to be with or the person they are having extra whatever with, this person might pretend to understand them. They still show them love by saying whatever words they want to hear. Again, women are moved by words. So what I'm saying in essence is that maybe if that feeling is there, maybe we can do away with understanding and we just go with compromise and empathy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like maybe, for instance, let's say we're in love and you want this in a certain way, but just because of the love I have for you, not that I understand what you're saying, but just because I don't want problem with you, I'm like, okay, let's go with this. That is compromise. So what if we see understanding as like a separate entity on its own, and we just what we see with love is that love, compromise, and empathy, and that is what we use in relationship. You know what I mean?
But you're making me have to choose one, and yeah, like understanding separate from love.
Yeah.
That one is
Because
a difficult.
because I feel, to be
I've already
honest,
based my argument on the fact that understanding is part of love. So I can't separate love from understanding.
because again, because what I think is
And
that
if you're empathetic, like you said, if love is compromised of empathy, you're supposed to see things from my point of view. That's what empathy is. Like, I
Maybe
believe
not empathy.
I
Maybe
believe
just
to
compromise then.
no, you brother, I want to carry me go. I don't know.
That, I mean, that is
I'll
good.
still chill.
That is good. I
Yeah.
think I don't know. Maybe I will revisit this topic. Maybe I don't know if you'll be chance. Maybe yourself with another
Another
person
person, yeah.
entirely. But again, I'm short of words.
One do land.
I'm short of words. Kidding, kidding.
Okay.
So, are you a practicing lawyer in not yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
I've
okay.
started.
Oh, okay, okay. You'll be a very good one. Maybe you can even be my lawyer. You'll be a very good one.
Thank you very much.
Again, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate your presence, and we hope to see you another time. Again, like my plan is to like bring someone in, another person entirely,
Mhm.
and just put both of you together and just listen to you guys behind the camera and I just smile because I feel like I'm running out of points. That's unlike me. Like usually I write things down. I have nothing to write. I
Yeah.
even have absolutely nothing to write. And again, I hope to see you another time. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah. So bye guys.